by flow.
Hey yo, 5 things you should never do if you want your girl to respect you. Alright? And this gonna be one of the most realest videos I've ever made, because I had one of my fans ask me, hey man, my girl out of pocket, she tripping out, I don't know what to do. I don't know why she acting this way. She was Gucci before and all that. And I'm finna tell you what happened, man. So first of all, bro, you should never be insecure, man. You should never be insecure. It don't matter what the situation is. Let's say, there's a difference between you being insecure and she's just being flat out disrespectful. When she being disrespectful, it means she flirting with other dudes in front of you. She giving out numbers in front of you. That's just straight up disrespect, bro. But if she out here, y'all chilling, y'all kicking it in the spot, and she, smiling at the waiter, she flirting with the bartender, or another dude, done came up to her and, she ain't serving him, she entertaining the conversation, bruh, that's disrespect, bruh. But insecurity is like you checking her phone, she coming home late, you were like, where you at? Maybe she was supposed to clock out of work at 7 and she done came home at 10 o'clock and you're getting insecure, like, I know you was out with other dudes, let me check your phone. Or maybe she going to the bathroom, you're scrolling through her phone, you find, her chats with, simp dudes trying to get with her. Bruh, it don't matter what kind of chick you're dating, man. Every chick gonna have beta male orbiters trying to get with her. The only difference is if she's serving them or not. If she is serving them or not. You feel me? If she going out with them or not. She always gonna have some beta cucks on the side, providing something, providing tension, providing validation. But you ain't gotta be checking her phone, man. You ain't gotta be talking like you just expect her to cheat on you. You feel me? Because best believe, she gonna do what you expect her to do, man. Once you signal to her you ain't confident no more, you insecure, she gonna do exactly what you expect, bro. So you ain't never gonna catch her, man. If she decides to cheat on you, you gonna bust your head, man, trying to catch a chick cheating on you. So don't even waste your time, alright? Do not be insecure, bro. And the next thing, bro, never argue with a broad. Never argue, man. Because they always trying to bring up arguments, over silly stuff. Maybe you left your pants, on the bed. You left a spoon on the table. Always some petty ish, man. Do not be arguing with her, bro. Never argue with a broad, man. Never argue. If she trying to bring something up, it ain't that serious. You ain't gotta be getting a shouting match with her. You feel me? You're trying to prove your point. Just ask yourself, man, when was the last time you ever heard a chick say, hey baby, I'm sorry, my bad. It was my fault, I apologize. They ain't never gonna say that, bruh. You feel me? They never say that, bruh. And you're gonna just, you're gonna run yourself into the ground. You're gonna hold your breath till you drop dead, waiting for her to do that. So if you know she ain't never gonna admit her mistakes, why even waste your time, man? If she starts arguing, there's 2 things you can do. Just leave the situation, come back when she done cool down, or you can just, if she's shouting, you can just be like, hey baby, it's all right, we can talk about this, you ain't gotta shout, let's have a sit down like adults, talk about this, we can work it out. Ain't no need for you to shout. Alright? It's gonna diffuse her, bro. Because you ain't shouting like her, you ain't getting a shouting match, you ain't getting in your feminine energy. See, when you get in a shouting match with a broad, you're into your feminine. So guess what gonna happen? She gonna move more into her masculine, and it's just gonna keep getting worse. She just gonna keep shouting at you. She always gonna bring up arguments because she knows it gets you going, man. And before you know it, she out the door, and you wondering what happened. So if she trying to get you out your frame, just leave the situation, walk away, or just tone your voice down, try to have, you know, logical discussion. If she ain't with it, just leave the situation, man. Come back when she done cool down. All right? And best believe she doing that on the regular, bro. She done lost all respect for you, bro. She just wants you to break up with her. All right? And the next thing, bro, you always gotta be in control, bro. Always be in control of the situation. And this ties into, you know, the previous point, whereas she trying to bring up an argument and she trying to get you out your frame. You always gotta be in control. Or let's say something going down, you know, your pockets ain't right, you know, you ain't got some money for the bills or something like that. First of all, you should never get yourself in that position, man. As a man, you always gotta have a plan B. You feel me? And a plan B doesn't pertain to you, you know, just out here, you know, getting loans, getting, you making appointments with loan sharks and all that. Nah, have everything out of control. But let's say you don't, something don't happen. You always gotta show you the man. You feel me? You always gotta show you the man. You got this, you know. You like, hey baby, don't worry about it. I'm gonna deal with it. You know, I'm getting took care of it. You know, you always gotta show control, bro. Your car done flipped over, you alright. Your house is on fire, you alright. You feel me? You the one providing that, you know, stability. You know, that calmness. If you flipping out like her, then what you expect, bro? It's like y'all two broads now. Everything gonna fall apart, man, because you ain't in control. That's how she gonna respect you, bro, because she gonna be like, hey, I got a man at home, you know? My man got everything out of control. My man gonna take care of it. If she coming to you with some problems and you like, hey, so what we gonna do, baby? What we gonna, you know? It could be something so simple like you are trying to pick a spot, especially let's say if it's a chick you done met, you know, you finna take her out, and you asking her, where do you want to go? Can you suggest a place? Man, you always gotta have that control from the jump. You feel me? You always gotta show you the leader, like she follows your lead, and if she ain't with it, man, she can kick rocks, man. You feel me? She can kick rocks, bro. You better off just being with a chick with the program. She gonna let you lead. She ain't finna, you know, put the pants on in the relationship. And you best not turn into a beta cuck. You know, at first you was on point and now you done turn into this simp. You just, everything's 50-50. You know, you asking her for her opinion. You're flipping out like her. Bruh, she gonna be out the door so fast your head's gonna spin, man. Don't do none of that, all right? And the last thing, bro, very important, man. You gotta have some ambition. You gotta have some ambition and some drive. Do not just be sitting in the house with their pajamas on, watching the basketball game, you know, sipping on some soft drink, you know, with house slippers on. Bro, every time she come home, you just doing the same stuff every day. You ain't got no drive, you know, cheese all over your damn lips because the mac and cheese burger you just done had, because you ain't got nothing going on, man. You gotta show her you got some ambition, man. You got some drive, you got some goals. You out here hustling, hit the gym, you know, you got this and that going. You know, you setting a business up. Something, man, it's gotta be something. Something as simple as you just sit in the gym. It's gonna show her that you're trying to better yourself, right? Okay, let's say you ain't got no plans for a business yet. You gotta speak as if, man. You gotta sell them a dream. Sell them a dream, man. You gotta just act as if. They natural disposition, you know, dictates that they always looking for somebody, the provider, you know, to be the protector, somebody with you know, ambition, you know, with goals, because that's what they want for their offspring, man. You feel me? How you gonna raise your offspring if you ain't got no drive? How you gonna raise them kids, man? If you just a regular bum, you just getting home, you wanna, you know, just shoot some ball, you know, just sitting in the house all day doing nothing. Bro, she gonna be out the door, man. Trust me on that.